your potential is limited by your intentions. We can only develop ourselves, and it's much easier to convince yourself and like listen to internal voices than listen to somebody else and apply it to your own life. So for me, it's I know there is a potential. Everything has a potential. The company has a potential, and we're definitely not at the full potential, not even close to half potential where the company can be. And I've been working really hard. We're all working really hard to push it to the full potential. Potential meaning we're gonna start making a lot more money, and we're gonna be able to afford to do a lot more because we're gonna have more money. And that's where the potential is. You don't settle with what you're doing, like you don't be like, oh, thank God we have this and we're so happy. You should work always towards your full potential. That goes as well. It goes to family and all kinds of friendship and all kinds of things. So what is your full potential? It's you gotta find out and you gotta work on it. And once you learn what it is, you gotta just push yourself. You should have an intention of doing that too.
As far as the intentions go, to me that those intentions are pretty much the purpose that you have behind whatever action it is that you're taking. So when you're working hard, when you're pursuing something, there's got to be some sort of purpose that you're going after. And I think that purpose will ultimately dictate how far you push your potential as well, because the bigger that purpose is, the more hard work it's going to take, the more patience, the more devotion, the more commitment. And so because of that, you can expand your potential much farther, because there's just going to be more work involved. It's going to take more of you to get to that purpose. That purpose can really either push your potential to extraordinary limits, or it can really keep it at a very small, low level type of a potential, because you won't really have to push yourself if your purpose is sort of small and it's not as hard to attain. So then you won't really push yourself as much, or maybe you will, but not as much as you could. So
you just reminded me of belief system. People don't believe that it's possible for them or they can do it.
Of course.
The belief has to do with what you're saying too.
Yeah, this is definitely just one thing that will affect that. Of course, there's things like that, like the belief system as well, that you got to work on. But right now we're just focusing on that aspect of putting a bigger purpose for yourself in order to expand that potential. In case right now maybe you feel like you can do more, but perhaps you're scared of putting a bigger purpose, because that would mean a lot more work from your part, or perhaps you haven't found something that you really love and that you're really passionate for, so you're not really willing to sacrifice, because there's always sacrifices involved. You gotta sacrifice time, you gotta put in the energy, you gotta postpone things, you gotta say no to certain things, and in order to do that, you gotta have a purpose that actually means something to you, that you're passionate about, that your heart's in it. And of course, you can develop your purpose around that.
I just think it's also very important to remember that there's no limit to your potential. Because I feel like, especially nowadays, a lot of people have become very complacent. Because it's we're born and we grow up, we go to school, we're supposed to do good in school. We graduate from high school, we have to go to university right away, we have to get into a very nice university to get a very nice paying job. If you don't go to this university, that just means you don't have that much potential to be a CEO, for example, only because you didn't go to so-and-so. That means you're going to get paid less. That means you're not going to be able to live comfortably that much. So I just think it's very important to remember when it comes to potential and intentions that it's never limited. And nothing can define your potential except for your mind and your intentions in itself. Because you just always have to ask yourself, where do I intend to be 10 years from now? Where do I intend to be 5 years from now? And that in itself will actually spark ambition and motivation in you. And on that journey of you trying to reach that goal in your mind, you're going to learn, wow, I actually have this much in me. I have this much potential. For me, example, never in a million years did I think I would be talking to people on a live stream all of a sudden. This is my first time and I'm going live with this. So, see, never doubt your potential. whenever you set your intentions, you always need to set them with the mindset that there's always room for trying new things, for just surprising yourself with how much potential you actually have in you. And it's because of this, like these type of people, that we have like CEOs, we have like these kind of singers or like actresses or actors. It's not everyone who is a very big success story went to this school, this high school, this university, or they came from this family, this legacy. It's all within you. It's all within your potential.
Develop your mindset.